I'm here with shameless Don Shainis, taking on Nathan Garab, February
Great,
9th.
great,
Oh,
great.
great.
You're good. You're good.
February 9th, Combat FC number 6. How you doing? How you
Dude,
doing?
I'm doing great. I'm hustling today. Big hustle
Hustling.
day for me.
Hey, you had me scared for a second. I didn't think you were going to come on.
Well, I up the time zone, so my bad.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you coming on. You
No
know,
problem.
dude, you have a big fight coming up. It's a title fight.
Huge, huge fight. You kidding
Very,
me? This is the
very
biggest
big
fight New
fight.
England's seen in maybe forever.
So, I have a question for you. How'd you get the nickname Shameless?
Bro, like I got that in my transition from partying all the time to taking this seriously. There was like a little bit of an in-between stage, and eventually I decided to go all in on this, and people kind of knew me for my antics back when I used to party hard, and that's kind of how it stuck.
So, did you get into a lot of street fights before? Like, how did you get into fighting?
No, no, not many street fights. Actually, my first fight I ever was in college. I got jumped in college.
Oh
My very
no.
first night of college. Kind of hilarious. Me and my buddy Tony Watson, we got beat up by like 12 dudes. Yeah.
What'd you guys do?
Got our ass kicked. Like, what are you gonna do? It's
But
10 versus 2.
like, how did it start? Like, why'd they want to beat you guys up?
Uh, I think it has to do with alcohol and one girl being involved, and like
Uh,
there were slim pickings for about 15 people, and yeah, some bullshit. Like, it was my very first night of college, and it was just a bunch of punks that weren't didn't even go to the school, just looking to start some trouble.
and so, like, was it after that you're like, I need to get, some self defense. I need to learn how to defend myself.
No, no,
Oh no.
no, I just thought it was so much fun.
Oh, you enjoyed getting
Yeah.
jumped?
Yeah, well, I mean, not like getting my ass beat, but like it was just like so thrilling for me. Also UFC was kind of coming up at the time, and I remember watching like guys like Don Cerrone and Uriah Faber and like old school Brock Lesnar when he first won the title, and like seeing those fights, and like that's kind of like bringing me back to like 2009, 2008, 2009, like when I was leaving high school, getting into college. So it was kind of one of those things where I'm like, uh, the next week I got like an email, hey, join MMA club, like a bunch of kids that just kind of liked MMA, and like we just beat each other up in the gym now. And then that progressed, and I ended up taking my first amateur fight a few months later, and yeah, yeah, wild
Well, now that we're on the
shit.
topic of UFC, how does it feel knowing that you fought on the biggest stage, Perth, Australia, in front of thousands of fans on a huge card on the biggest promotion on like in the whole world?
Yeah, that was probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my career.
So sick.
First of all, leaving the country was super dope. Australia was super dope. The food was super dope. The people were super dope. And it's funny, like Australia reminded me of kind of like uh it was, dude, the weather was beautiful. Everything in Australia was beautiful, and I love the people. Like they were calling me things you can't get away with now. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm walking out, and they're throwing homophobic slurs at me. I'm
Oh.
like, bro, this ain't the '90s. What the it like it was honestly like kind of hilarious and awesome, and I just had a blast.
Bro, the UFC put you up against Jack Jenkins. That's insane.
And I actually think that Nate Garib, the guy I'm fighting, fights a lot like Jack Jenkins.
That's what I was gonna say as well. You guys both come forward, and I feel like this fight's gonna be a war. I was watching some footage on him, watching some footage on you. This fight's gonna be insane. I'm very excited for you guys' fight.
You gonna be there?
I'm not gonna be there.
Why not?
I live in California,
Oh
and that
heck yeah!
fight's super
I'm
far.
in your time zone, bro. It's o'clock here. Why
I
are you
know.
giving me Eastern Standard Time? What
I thought you were fighting like down in the Eastern times. I don't know. Last guy
I am
interview.
fighting in the Eastern Time, but I'm
Yeah.
still in Vegas right now.
So I saw in another interview you called somebody. I didn't get to hear the name. You called somebody a dirty little calf kicker. Who are you referring to?
Oh, that's Garib. Yeah, I was talking about my opponent coming up.
Oh, what? So
Yeah,
you don't like him?
no, it has nothing to do with not liking him. I don't know the guy. I
No.
just think he's a calf kicker.
Dirty little calf kicker. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. So, how you feeling going into this fight? You feel good? Feel ready? Prepared?
Obviously, like There's going to be nerves going into it. I'm super excited, and I'm excited to go home. I'm excited to show out. I'm excited to fight for a new promotion. I'm excited to win a belt. I'm excited
Yeah.
for everything that's going on. My life is so crazy that like it's been nothing but like off the cuff decisions. Like, and I'm excited to see all the work that I put in the last few months and getting ready for this fight. I'm hungry, and
Hungry.
I'm physically hungry, and I'm emotionally hungry. I'm hungry to get back in there. I'm hungry to win. I'm hungry to just feel that thrill again.
So when you got that call to the UFC, because you were on like a 3 fight win streak, right? All
Mm-hmm.
finishes. How did you feel getting that
Four.
call?
I think I have like 4 fights in 4 months, something crazy like that. But it was actually the worst timing for me because I just hurt my shoulder and I just took a month off to let my shoulder heal. I ended up getting a PRP shot, and like the only way my shoulder was going to heal is if I let it rest. So like I just went home and I took a month off and I gained a bunch of weight. I was eating my mom's cooking. She's a great chef. So I went home, and what ended up happening was I was eating, I was just like enjoying life. And I come back, and 2 days back into training, I'm wicked fat. I was 185, and they gave me the call, and
Oh my
it was kind of like an
gosh.
ultimatum, like either you take this fight or you'll never fight in the UFC. And I did what I had to do to make weight. I killed myself to make weight, and I ended up getting smoked. I think I left my whole fight in that sauna, but it is what it is. You know, you do what you got to do sometimes just to get in.
Man, I can't believe they had you fight a ranked fighter like for your first fight in the UFC. I mean that would have been amazing for you, dude. If you would have won, that would have been insane. But
Yeah,
like they had
well,
you
I got
up going up
smoked.
against Sadiq Yusuf. Oh man, I couldn't imagine. You had to cut
Well,
that much weight. How many weeks notice was this?
uh, they wanted me to fight that Friday, but I was too heavy, and they ended up giving me 2 weeks. I cut 39
Oh
pounds.
my gosh.
Cut 39 pounds in 2 weeks. Yeah, I was 185, and I weighed in on weight at 146. It was the craziest weight cut I've ever done. I think I cut like I got down like I was already depleted the day before, but like before I started my cut, I believe, at 164.4, and I ended up cutting 18.4, like already depleted, coming down from 185, like 2 weeks notice. And I remember it specifically too because it was September 14th, 2 days before my birthday, that I got the call. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like enjoy my birthday, and then like this is gonna be like a good welcoming back week for me to get back into the gym, get situated, and start getting my weight in track, sort of thing, because I was starting to feel good again. And it was like, nope, it, like your birthday, like he's like,
Dana
I spent my
calls. He's
birthday
like,
in the gym.
"Listen, you're fighting Sadiq Yusuf 2 weeks. Take it or leave it." That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
no, it's
so
take it or never
dangerous.
take it.
That's so dangerous. That much weight you
It is
cut
what it
in
is.
2 weeks.
It is what it is. You know, the odds are stacked against me, and it is what it is. I made a decision.
Did it mess you up when you fought Jack Jenkins? Like every single time you would hit him with a good shot, the crowd didn't make a sound. But when he would hit you with a shot, the crowd would erupt.
Yeah, so like that's that just is what it is. The energy of that fucking place, even getting booed and screamed at and called these slurs, like I just appreciated having the energy there, because when I fought Sadiq, it was one of these things where there was no one in the crowd because Zuckerberg rented out the whole venue,
Yeah.
and we were fighting at the Apex. So it was like it was flat as. Granted, I just killed myself the day before to make weight, but like there was no energy there, and obviously you're a professional. You got to do what you got to do regardless of who's in the crowd, what kind of energy's there. But the energy was just electric, so it didn't with me. Like I kind of fed into it. Not that I was talking to the crowd, but like I was like, all right, yeah, let's go. And like the Australian people are so cool. Like
Yeah.
people recognizing me at the airport, and like people don't even show me that kind of love back home.
Yeah, Australia is great, man. So I have a question. There was a moment in that fight with Jack Jenkins where you guys both traded calf kicks and you guys said something to each other. Can you tell me what you guys said?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, you can't remember?
No, no. Like it's a funny when you're in a fight, you're just so raw and emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's like off the cuff, that like whatever comes out comes out. Like I was just talking. I have no idea what the I said to him. I think in my mind, like I got up and I started walking towards him and towards his corner, right? And like in my mind, I was like, I want to walk my date back to back home, like I was dropping my date off at their house, at their front steps,
Yeah.
Obviously Jason Herzog like stuck his arm out, and I think I was like saying something, but like that was my train of thought. Like, I'm gonna bring my date back home.
Dude, that was such a sick moment. Such a sick moment. I loved that fight. I saw that live. And I feel like
You
that's
saw
such a cool thing that I get to interview you now as well. That's so sick. That's
How
so
old are
sick.
you, man?
I'm 18.
Oh, bro, you're a fucking kid. You kidding me? This is awesome.
It's so awesome, dude. I'm so glad I get to talk to you about this.
Yeah, no problem.
So, I know you like to come forward and your opponent likes to come forward. What approach are you taking to this fight? Are you guys just going to start slugging it out in the middle as soon as the bell rings, or you're going to take a more technical approach?
I think everything beforehand is always so calculated, and it's like, all right, this is our game plan. This is this and this and this, right? Like when he does this, you're gonna do this. But when you're in there, everything's different, right?
Yeah.
Like you could be prepared for a moment, but like when you're in there off the cuff, and it's just like your thoughts and your opponent. It's less about your opponent and more about you and your thoughts, right? It's like, and you can see and feel things that your corner and your coaches can't, but they can also see things that you can't, right? Like they can't feel what you're feeling, but they can see things that you can't. So it's like you always got to keep your ears open and be paying attention to what your coaches are saying. You got to be paying attention to what his coaches are saying. So it's just you're gonna go in there with a calculated game plan. And so, like, I'm going to go in there with a game plan. He's going to go in the game plan. And the whole reason we fight is to figure it out, because nothing is ever perfect, and sometimes like nothing's ever going to be pretty and clean. Like sometimes it's like ugly and like sometimes it's just ugly, but like it's whoever gets the job done.
So, are you prepared to go to war with him for that belt?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to die.
Do you have a prediction for the fight?
No, I mean, you go in there and you like you can call your shot. That's cool. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do that. No, dude, like you go in there and like my goal is to break someone mentally. Like I'm there to take someone's will. And once you take their will, they're gonna give you what you want. Well, they're gonna look for a way out. My goal is for him to look for a way out. And I'm sure his goal is for me to do the same. And essentially that's what it is. Like I'm not in there to win. I'm in there to kill you. And like people don't think it's that serious, but it is. And it's not personal. And dude, he's done some great things in his career, and he's on the up. And I've done some crazy things in my career, and I'm on my way back. And we're gonna figure the out.
Is that your main goal, to try to get back into the UFC, or are you looking into other promotions after?
Well, obviously, dude, the UFC ain't going anywhere. Like I'd still love to fight for them. The whole reason I came out to Vegas was to get closer to the UFC
Mm.
and just be around the PI, be around a ton of talent, pick up my training, have more consistency when it comes to coaching and training and team, you know, and then the access to the PI that I'm able to get through my teammates now is great. I had that access before when I was in, but like I wasn't in Vegas. So yeah, the goal is to get back to the UFC, but I'm also open to PFL or Risen or One or whatever. We'll see. I don't want to be fighting on the regional scene my whole career. That's cool, but that's not me, man. I'm supposed to be fighting the best people in the world.
So would it be more? So you feel like it's more about being the best then, than
I'm trying
more
to be
than
the best
money?
version of me. No, the money, dude. I'm so broke doing this. Like anyone that has any reality on how this works is the fighters are the brokest people in the venue. They're begging their friends to come see them fight, right? Like, dude, I'm not in this for money. You kidding me? Look, I'll put it like this. I'm plenty smart and I could be doing a million other things to be more financially stable. And I'm literally spending every dollar I have and don't have to come out and do this. Like, I'd be a fucking idiot if this was about money. This
So
isn't about money. It's about this. This is the best feeling in the world. And getting your hand raised after doing something that like people can never know what that feels like unless they do it. And even if you do it, your hand probably isn't going to get raised unless you put in the work. And even if you put in the work, this feeling still might not happen.
I love
You
it.
know, so that is something special. But until you're willing to put yourself in the spot, you will never know what this feels like. You will never know what this feels like. This is the best feeling in the world ever. It beats sex. It beats like that feeling of just accomplishment and winning. It's not even about winning and losing. It's just about like being something greater than you are. Like you will never experience this until you put yourself in the spot, and it's live or die.
Well, thank you so much, for the interview. Thank you so much for being able to talk to me, coming
No
out, spending
problem.
your time. Thank you so much. I hope you do really good on your fight. I hope training
Appreciate
goes
it. Thank you.
well.
Thank you.
Um, thank you. Thank you so much for the interview.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Anything you want to
I'm
say?
happy I was able to. No, I'm just happy I was able to jump on here and shoot the shit with you. Obviously, we f***ed up the time zones a little bit, but it's cool. I actually got to go run and hustle. I'm on my way to an audition right now,
Yeah.
so it's like, although I came out to Vegas, dude, I'm hustling my dick off just to try and make ends meet. So, for everyone watching, come out see me fight. If not, watch it on UFC Fight Pass. It's gonna be awesome. I'm going in there to try and kill someone and not die. So it's gonna be really fun.
You want to shout out any of your sponsors while you're on here? Anything like that?
Yeah, no, I want to shout out my team. Um, Obviously, my team over at Syndicate's fucking amazing. I want to shout out my coach, Eric Grossman. He's amazing. A couple sponsors off the top of my head. Sam Norris, my tattoo artist, Billy Adams, Joe Grimaldi, Mike Brown with Davenport, Two Fight Bros. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Boom, 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 boom. Off the cuff, Shovel Shop Spirits. I'm doing this off the cuff. I hate doing this. I need to get a list that I do this for. And also my parents. My parents are amazing. They really they've really helped me out the past few months. So over my career, they're consistently helping me out. And I keep feeling like I'm up. I like doing this, but I promise. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm interviewing Nathan tomorrow. So is there anything you want me to
Awesome.
tell him?
No,
Anything
man.
you want to say?
No, man. I've heard some of his sound bites, and he seems super respectful and cool. And yeah, man, we're just gonna figure it out. Couple days. Like this isn't personal. It's just business.
I
You
love
know?
it. Well, sounds like you guys are ready for war. February 9th, Combat FC number 6. Come check
Yeah,
it
I'm
out.
excited to have like a worthy opponent. And like I think this is a great matchup. Two top dogs, and yeah, this excites me.
One will get their hand raised.
Yeah.
Make sure to tune in, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Peace.
See you.
I was looking at the clock when it struck 12 a.m. Heard a voice in my head told me get up out that bed. So I got down on my knees and I started praying. I said, Lord, I know it's you, what are you saying to me?